Welcome to Fixing Assets. 9 out of 10 orphans can't tell the difference. And we're here voicing over a Morris Minor again, because I don't prepare scripts before I go out and think of a video to do. So I work things out as I go. So here we are driving along the road, and we're going to have a bit of a fleet update. Now, the Morris, because the Morris engine rebuild project's basically done, I'm happy to say that that's done. Anything else with it is just a new issue, okay? In fact, it's been that way for a while, but anything new on it's a new issue, not a repeat of the original issue. So first of all, I'm going to swap back to me a little bit later in the day in the Morris, explaining how it's going.
Okay, so the update on the Morris, as you can see, brum brum noises are being made. It's moving, or at least I'm moving the landscape out of the windows. I've got over 1,000 miles under its belt since the engine build. I'm quite happy how it's going. It's just easing off, easing through all the teething troubles which you're going to have when the car's been off the road for over a year, and you've basically changed pretty much everything in the engine bay. It's not going to be, plain sailing. So, and I wouldn't expect it to be. But part of the fun of having an old car is sussing out any issues that there are. And based on the last video that I put out on the Morris, seem to all live within the distributor. I've got a spare distributor, which again you saw in the last video, so that's the big bonus of that. So I'm just really driving it around on the weekends to get everything bedded in and make sure it maintains some sort of mechanical functionality. The jobs that need to be done on this car are very much cosmetic. The bottom of the wings have little bits of rust on, so what I would quite like to do is get a wire brush at the rust, treat the rust, and then bring it back to a decent standard. The left hand door bottom looks like it's getting a little bit of rust under the edge, so I want to try and get that as well. Also the front grille is going to need a little bit of TLC. I've got the paint for that, that's not going to be too much of a hassle. The big cosmetic job is the door bottom, which is going to need the W word, welding. It's not structural, it's needed done for about, well, pretty much since about 2 months after I got the car on the road. And it's just progressively got worse. So I'm not in an urgent rush to get that sorted. It's just one of those things that, it would be nice if it worked, or if it was, it'd be nice if it was nice. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have a car that's running and driving that I enjoy, but maybe just has a little bit of a blemish on the bottom of the door. I don't see the problem in that.
Okay, so that's the Morris. The current stance on the Morris is that it's working until it isn't. It's going to get another service at some point, and the cosmetic work's going to happen at some point. It's probably one of the first jobs on the list, with it being nearby. So, when the current video that you're looking at now was recorded, I was taking a drive over to see 3 of my classics, purely to film a little bit to say what's going on with them. Now the first one, the Marina. As you can see, the damn thing's still here. Not much more to say really. And obviously we're going to have a look at the other side of the garage and see the Spitfire, which is, albeit not as decrepit as the Marina, it is needing some work. Now the Spitfire is sat here. Haven't really moved it since I've took the Morris Minor back to my home garage. It's locked up, the keys are hidden. You can see that the petrol tank's open. The reason being that I tried to start it a few weeks ago. The fuel pump's gone. I didn't take much footage of the Spitfire, obviously didn't take enough, so we're back behind the wheel of the Morris. The reason why I didn't take enough was because the side I wanted to record was parked next to the wall and I couldn't get to it to show you it. So here's a clip I shot about 6 months ago, just before I mothballed the car, explaining why I've decided to take it off the road for the moment. Right, explanation of what's the issue with the Spitfire. When I restored it last time, I only did the sill on that side because this sill was solid and didn't have any rust on it. However, I was washing it the other week and watch what I can do with this sill. It's not attached to the edge of the floor anymore. I can get my hands behind it and it won't. Now you can see the gap there. It's come away, so there's something extremely untoward about it. So what I'm going to have to do is probably replace that floor edge and weld it back onto the sill. I think the sill hasn't been welded on in the first place, and it's just been glued on over the old sill. So, as I said, I'm actually quite shocked at that. Yes, so a bit of welding required. I'm fairly sure that there is part of the old sill underneath the new sill, because that's what it was like on the other side when I took the sill off and welded it. Mind you, the sill on the other side, when I got the car 9 years ago now, was in such a state that I had to cut it off. The state of it was actually being hidden by underseal that had been painted halfway up the car. So it's going to be a case of get the floor edge and the bottom of the sill welded back together. How I do that, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to have to think about it. The other thing I need to do, get a bit more rust proofing on it. So that's the Spitfire. So what about the other cars? Right, we'll have a look at a Beetle now. This Beetle is also still here. I don't know what to do with it, to be fair, but I've got time to decide. You weren't expecting that Beetle, were you? Well, what I'll do is I'll get the one you were expecting. After doing a valiant trip over to France, I turned up after 2,200 miles with the alternator warning light on. Joyous. Now, as you can see, it's not starting because the battery's flat. I haven't started it since July. The other issue is the first time I took it out after return back from France, the spark plug flew out. So the engine's going to have to be dropped. And last by no means least, I may as well give the Kia a little bit of a mention, because it did a good drive yesterday. It's on over 100 it's on well over 100,000 miles. It's over 104,000 miles, which means that I've actually put 90,000 miles on that car myself, and I've had it 4.5 years, so 20,000 miles a year roughly. So I'm quite, well, I wouldn't say pleased with it, but I'm quite impressed at how well it's doing. The only things I have a complaint about is the brakes. They're just a pain in the arse to get parts for, to service, and they just eat the brake pads. They eat them for breakfast. However, I'll leave you with the footage I took to show what sort of efficiency is and why I keep that car around. And I'm here with an expose on the fact that there's now 4 o'clock in the morning. Didn't know that. Off to the NEC. One thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to hypermile the Kia, see how much I can do in MPGs. So I'm currently managing 11. Now this car will do about 35-ish if you're driving it around the houses. This particular route around the houses is uphill, so, but anyway, yeah, I'm going to hypermile today to show what this car is actually capable of in MPG.
Use the second and the left lane to keep left at the fork and stay on M42.
Okay, so this is me driving back. I didn't take many clips because I'm not really a very competent person video wise. So I've got me
In half a mile, keep right to stay on M42. Follow signs for Tamworth M1.
okay. This is me just plodding up the motorway. I stuck to around about 60 all day. The trip down I achieved about 56 point.
Keep right to stay on M42.
56 point something mpgs. And on the way back it started getting interesting. So
Continue on Tamworth for 14 miles.
So yeah, I'm gonna go to the next clip. Okay, so we're at the services. And I shouldn't have turned the ignition off. 56.3 over the whole journey so far. This leg of it since Birmingham has actually been 57.6 according to the little thing that came up. We've still got 150 miles to go. Currently at Trowel Services. Where's that familiar? That name's familiar. So yeah, I'm gonna have to empty myself, fill myself, and then do the other 150 miles. Excellent. Okay, so I'm back. 59.1 mpg now. If I turn the key, it'll say the trip. Now, one thing of note, 367 range. I've done 418.5 since the fill up. So I'll turn that off and we'll see the mpg for this leg. 62.6. Now, I don't think that's bad at all for a car of this size. Just to prove I'm at home, there's a Beetle. Right, again I've run out of footage to talk over, so here's a fat man fiddling with an engine, putting a water pump on, I think. Yeah, so that's how the cars are currently sat. The Kia has its MOT this week, so we'll be praying to whichever gods we need to pray to for that. And so, if you're still watching, you're mad. But if you are, click the like button or whatever you need to do, and I'll think up something else to record and put it on the internet at another time. Thank you. Bye.